In the multitude of changes pushing us forward, there is only one constant: technology, and the innovation that drives it. And it is very important that we nurture and protect it. Welcome everyone to the annual orientation of the GNU Linux Users Group, NIT Durgapur, for the academic year 21-22. I'm Rohan Rao, one of your hosts for today evening, and it is my proud privilege to welcome each and every first year to this event today. Welcome to each and one of you to NIT Durgapur. However, today we are here to take a peek behind the curtain of what GLUG is and what it stands for. That is open source, togetherness, and technicality. We hope you got a glimpse of our activities through our teaser, and if you haven't, you can check it out in the link in the description below. However, let's get right into it. What exactly does GLUG do? Let us take a look at the great things this club has achieved and the even greater things which we want to achieve together with you. We were founded in 2003 as a group of individuals coming together to spread the knowledge of free and open source software in this institution. We push the boundaries of development through code, from building the Avishkar and Arohan apps to the college website to hosting scores of events. We have done it all. And we are not just a tech club. We exist to make technology fun and approachable for each and every one of you. It is our proud privilege to have all of you here today, and we hope that in the coming months you learn and take away a lot from us. So, any discussion about GLUG is futile without understanding what exactly is open source, right? If any of you know, you can comment down below in the comment section. But open source is code which a person develops and then releases the source code for the common public to view, edit, and work upon themselves, right? So an example of an open source software, again, apart from Linux, will be OBS, right? The utility which I'm using right now to stream my video to you. However, open source code is not used by companies everywhere. Most companies have closed source code, that is, code which is developed by them and it is kept secret from the masses but their products which are made from those code is available for the masses to use, right? Why is open source important? Open source code is important because it helps anyone to view the code and find out vulnerabilities in it. So that is why if you have any security measures which needed to be taken because of any bugs in your code, other people will help you and help you make your application and code more secure. There is this argument that exposing the code leaves people more insecure as it allows anyone to find the vulnerabilities in it. But however, if your code is used by a lot of people, many people will love it and will actively fund your project to make sure that it is bug-free and it is secure for their own products which rely on them. Let's move on. So how do we as a club bring together technology and fun? It's simple. We organize a plethora of events throughout the year which cater to each and every technical need that you might have, be it cybersecurity, development, or even competitive programming, or be it organizing fun events throughout the year and during the Fest Arohan organized by us as a part of Team Avishkar. GLUG continuously strives to build better and better events and improve upon our work year on year. At the center of it all, and as our moral support and backbone, are our faculty advisors, Dr. Subrut Onundi and Dr. Animesh Datto, who have always helped us and motivated us to achieve more and more. After our faculty advisors, the bunch of individuals who have always served as role models to us and whom we have looked up to and have helped us in every need, be it us or the community at large, are our final years. Let's meet them. Now let's hear from one of our final years.
Hello freshers, I am Rajas of the GNU Linux Users Group and I welcome you all to college. Though this is not an ideal setup for us to meet, but we still have to adjust to changing times. So what exactly is GLUG? We are the official technical and open source club of NIT Durgapur. We are a club that believes everyone should have access to power of free and robust software. And we've always tried to put in magnus efforts to grow awareness about it. Why open source? It gives you freedom, it gives you power. Power to be the master of your tech tools, or rather even craft your own. Now, who are we? We are a group of open source enthusiasts who strongly believe in spreading the message of open source throughout the institution and beyond. We believe in helping students from all departments and the administration to raise the bar in terms of technology. Trust me, no one's department has ever stopped anyone to be a part of GLUG or its events. We may not be the biggest student body, but we are the most effective when it comes to uplifting the technological awareness among the students. Carrying the flame of Avishkar to Arohan, we are one of the 5 members of Team Avishkar that organizes the second largest techno management fest of Eastern India, which is Arohan. So what's going to follow now is a glimpse of activities we conduct throughout the year. The technological arsenal we showcase here is just the tip of the iceberg. And I'm sure you guys are in for a fun-filled, high-tech ride throughout the year. We'll make sure all of your hard work you guys put in to get here is gonna be worth it. As the president of the GNU Linux Users Group, it is my honor to welcome you to NIT Durgapur. May the source be with you.
While this serves as a small condensed look into the various plethora of activities we organize throughout the year, GLUG always believes in upskilling you, the freshers of NIT Durgapur, and everyone else also. How do we achieve this? We achieve it through various workshops. Talking about the workshops next, we have the next host, Gulshan. Over to you, Gulshan.
So the very first workshop which we start off our academic year is the Linux Bootcamp. Now, it is hosted over 2-3 days. We help you dual boot your Linux, various Linux systems in your laptops, and also teach you the basic Linux commands to get you comfortable with the platform. Next, we have the Git and GitHub workshops. Now, I'm sure you must have felt the pain of storing different versions of your file of same project on your laptops. But, well, Git will take care of it. Git is a very powerful version control system. It is one of the most important tools used by a developer. Now, while GitHub, on the other hand, is the biggest library of open source code. Now, these two events help you to land yourself into the open source world. Next, we have the FOSSI workshops. We conduct these workshops in collaboration with IIT Bombay to educate the students about the importance of free and open source software and inspire them to contribute to the same. Well, it is also an internship program offered by the IIT Bombay. So, next we have is the system design workshops. It's a very useful workshop for the placement aspirant, though a nightmare for the most, but we present in such a way that it becomes very easy to grasp the concept. Next we have Ask Me Anything. One of the most noteworthy series in GLUG's playlist is Ask Me Anything. We conduct annually ahead of the internships and the placement season to help the student prepare for the internships and placement in companies like Google, Facebook, Apple, PayPal, etc. We invite our own college alumni and connect them with various live audience to guide them clear all their doubts, be it interview tips or coding or importance of coding or development or the technology to learn to crack these companies. Our playlist have it all. You can check out our AMA videos in the GLUG's YouTube channel. You can find the link in the description and also in the chat box.
Try and get your hands dirty at both because you don't know what you're good at. I think it is important to do both, not just your choice, but I think studying data structure is one thing, studying mathematics is one thing, but you're not good at mathematics until you solve problems, right?
I think if you're in first year, pick up an object-oriented language, study it well. Don't study just the syntax of it, make data structures out of it, don't rely on libraries. So when you are coding actually, then you should definitely use libraries, but before using that library you should know that what is that data structure, and you should have built it using raw language without any extra features of language.
Whatever you want to move on to, you can take a break, work on MBA for a couple of years and then move on to that industry.
What I feel is if you take a course that keeps you engaged through project, it's slightly hard to just leave that because you are studying, you are implementing, you are seeing the results. It's more likely that you will continue that till the end.
To get employed, you need to code a bit, understand data structures, algorithm, and know how to talk.
So at this point, I'm sure you're wondering, why do we love Linux so much as to base our club on the Linux ideology? One of the reasons is that Linux is governed by open source principles, and we do believe in them as well. We believe in the sense of community and that technical education should be free of cost, and we enable that by sharing our knowledge on what we have already achieved. As to why we love Linux as an OS, I will not tell you about my experience in that. My first experience with Linux was when I installed Ubuntu on my home PC just for experimenting, as I had read on sites like Quora that it is good for learning programming. The command line interface is quite useful and it's free and open source. Back then I didn't understand what all this meant, so it was there but I didn't actually use it much. Fast forward a few years, when I got into college and wanted to learn programming, I started going to events by various clubs in the college. One of the first events by GLUG was the Linux Bootcamp and the Linux Installation Drive. There I got to understand why one should use Linux. The club helped me get Linux working on my laptop, and since then I haven't looked back and use it as my primary OS for everything that I do on a daily basis. Linux is without a doubt great for programming. It also excels in productivity and other scientific applications that one might need during their academic career. The amount of support available for any problem that you might have is massive. There are communities dedicated to solving such problems so that whenever a newcomer comes, and searches for any problem that he has encountered, they find that the answer is just away. We not only use Linux to develop our applications and events, but also host them on Linux servers. A lot of the internet infrastructure runs on Linux. On the desktop side of things, if you want to move on from Windows or something more traditional, it is a very refreshing experience. You can choose whatever option you want to and be sure to never be disappointed. The amount of customization options is great, but if you want something that just works, that's possible as well. One of my favorites about the Linux ecosystem is the terminal. It is a very powerful utility. You can do almost anything that you want to through the terminal. Of course, you will have the GUI options to do that as well. You can use the terminal as a calculator, a weather app, to control your music, manage applications, and obviously, it is a big aid while programming and testing your code. What I want to say is that the terminal becomes whatever you want it to be, and it is pure joy to code programs that can do these things. And did I mention Linux and a huge number of apps available for the platform are free, so you can install it on any machine without any implications. A lot of applications like programming tools, scientific tools, word processors, graphic editors, and video editors are available for free. So as for myself, I like to try out new things and find out ways to do something in a better way. With Linux, there is a sheer number of possibilities that I have found. I do hope you find something that works best for you as well. All you need to do is to give it a try. You don't even need to install it. You just need to download a Linux distro and burn it on a flash drive and just boot from it. So just give it a try. There is certainly a lot to be learned, and I hope I was able to instill some curiosity among you. Thank you.
Mentorship Program. If you want to be the Ranchordas Chanchar of this college, it's time that you look up from your books and try your hands at making a real-world impact. If you feel overwhelmed, don't worry. We at GLUG have extensive mentorship programs to help you out as soon as you embark on this journey of development. GSOC Heat. It is a scaled simulation of the actual Google Summer of Code. It starts off with a workshop hosted by our members who have cleared the GSOC themselves. You get an insight into how GSOC works and then get a week-long duration to try out your development skills as you choose a project to contribute to from a list of over 10 sample projects made by us GLUG members. "10 Days of Code." It is a 10-day coding event with over 500 in-house and out-house participants, with 6 wonderful guided projects ranging from blockchain development to machine learning to software development. Hours of live coding sessions and dev talks with internationally renowned speakers and fun quizzes. 10 Days of Code was a huge hit. Hackney Session. A small 3-hour hands-on session where we try to come up with hacks such as automating MS Teams, call spoofing, WhatsApp scheduling, and so on. Short and simple. These hacks will leave you in awe of what a few lines of code can achieve. Hacktoberfest Hack Day. It is a community event where we ensure participants successfully clear the Hacktoberfest hosted by DigitalOcean by contributing to certain designated repositories. Previous editions of Hack Day got huge participation with 270 folks and over 600 pull requests. Now, let's hear out the experiences of some participants who took part in our hands-on coding events.
My name is Ashish Shaha and I'm a student of Mechanical Engineering in NIT Durgapur, year of 24. So 10 Days of Code is a standout of many prominent events hosted by GLUG and NIT Durgapur. And I've taken part in TDurg this year. And it's really hard to find adjectives or words to describe the intensity or stature of the competition. After being spoiled for choices to choose from, ranging from machine learning to web development and various difficulty levels, I'd finally set my mind on Expressando, which was a machine learning project built using OpenCV. And I was highly doubting myself on it because I had no prior knowledge or experience on the subject. But that all of that really faded once we met our mentors on the first day of the workshop. The mentors were really helpful and they helped us clear all our doubts and work day in and day out to make the event a great success. We were also given assignments and notes to keep ourselves engaged during the first 8 days, where we were taught various basic things about the project and everything we needed to know to make a project of our own, which was the task for the later 2 days of the workshop. The open innovation part where you have to put your own ideas and make a project of your own and you're judged based on that. That's the most fun part of the workshop besides the learning, because you see your imagination and dreams come to reality, and it's really an overwhelming feeling. So I came in second for Expressando, and the rewards and everything was just a cherry on the top of the cake, because the main thing was that the event really pushed me and helped me cross the threshold to join the world of open source and ignite the spark in me to learn more about machine learning and artificial intelligence, something I'd always been meaning to do, but always lacked the motivation somehow or the other to do it. Moreover, in a world of online classes and boring lectures, it's really hard to make memories or something to fall back upon. But TDoc redid all its expectations and made a mark on my memory. And those are the 10 days of my sophomore year that I'll always look back to and cherish, hopefully, at least for quite some time.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Riya Kumari Jha. I'm a second year undergraduate of IIT ISM Dhanbad. Since the early days of my college, I was quite involved in the field of web development, especially using Stack. And also I wanted to have hands try on open source contribution. And this was the time I got to know about 10 Days of Code, which was conducted by NIT Durgapur. And this was a really great experience. I was mentored by Rafibullah, Ruchika and Mauli under the Sketch.io project, which was basically a Scribble clone. And through this project, I got to know various latest technical stacks like Socket.io, which was great enough to have experience with. And simultaneously, this was the time when Hacktoberfest 2021 was being conducted. And this is something which had a rule that to have a successful contribution in Hacktoberfest 2021, a person needs to get 4 successful pull requests. And 10 Days of Code was so well planned and organized that it was divided into 4 parts. In each and every part, we were awarded with a successful pull request, which eventually helped us to get a pull request through Hacktoberfest as well. So yes, it helped us to even get to know about open source contributions very well. And also they even helped us to get a successful Hacktoberfest completion. And the mentors were really very great. They were quite helpful. Like they were always available 24/7 and they even had one-to-one sessions for clearing doubts. And besides these, we had dev talks as well and various engaging quizzes, which were all very fun.
Well, that was a very insightful view. Now let me take this opportunity to thank all the participants for showing such enthusiasm in learning new technology and enhancing of our vision of what we can achieve as a club. We really hope we continue this trend as we welcome the upcoming fresher this year. We hope by now you have a clear of what GLUG is, what GLUG does. We do everything that comes under the umbrella of development. We have a plethora of projects in various domains of technology, which you can check out in our GitHub page, and the link will be in the description as well as in the chat. Now, to give you a glimpse of what technology can do, we have prepared a small tech showcase for you all. Well, you must have heard recently about the metaverse and of course the augmented reality. So the power of augmented reality has made seemingly impossible and miraculous tasks quite easy to execute. One of the such application is in the next project is to showcase an AR based cut copy paste, which implements advanced image processing and to detect any 3D model, 3D object, and synchronize a wireless transmission of an image across the devices. So here is a text showcase video of the AR cut copy paste. We hope this project was as exciting for you to watch as it was for us to make. This is just the beginning of the surprises. We have many more in store for you in this orientation and plenty of exciting events coming up next week. Now, you have already looked at some of our workshops and events that we do throughout the year. Let's look at some of the flagship events that we be taking place throughout the year. These cover everything from cybersecurity events to stock markets to coding contest, and best part of the all event that everything is built by the club member from scratch, be it back-end, front-end, tech, hosting, design, everything. Let's look at these events. First, we have is Capture the Flag. Now, many of you might not know what Capture of the Flag is. So for those who haven't heard of CDF or the Capture of Flag, it is one of the world premier cybersecurity hacking events. A fun fact is that GLUG in India is one of the very few clubs that conducts its own CTF contests. Otherwise, generally CTF is very big tech companies. Now, to give you an idea of what GLUG has done, has taken the cyber security, let's look at the numbers. In last edition of CTF, we have a record bringing of 3,000 plus teams, out of which 150 plus were international, and the winning team was an esteemed international team, and we hope to see an even a bigger participation this year and maybe see some of you doing well on the leaderboard. Now, this is our version of the CTF, is mini CTF. I'm sure hacking, many of you are intrigued by the term hacking and cybersecurity and looking forward to learning some techniques, but the number and the competing participants of CTF may be slightly intimidating for you. To make the beginning of your journey into cybersecurity slightly easier, we bring a mini version of CTF and exclusively for our first years of our college. This will be a perfect opportunity for all to learn about CTF, get familiar with tricks and trade, and hack your way to the top of college leaderboard before you compete initially. So we prepare you for the grand CTF that happens on it.
Mini CTF, a Capture the Flag team event organized this year in February by Team GLUG. It was a fantastic event with lots of fun challenges in cryptography, reverse engineering, web exploit, and many other categories in cybersecurity. I was introduced to this field because of Mini CTF. It acted as a stepping stone for me. I got to know about different types of binary exploitations and encryption systems. Along with that, I also learned how to find vulnerabilities in algorithms and programs and how they can be exploited. Most of you must have heard about the recent discovery of Log4j vulnerability. As one participates in CTF, they learn about these vulnerabilities, how they can be used and targeted to affect other systems. It was a great event for those interested in hacking in cybersecurity and want to pursue their future in it.
Of you might have fallen into the black hole that is consuming the internet, these investing, stocks, share market. Well, GLUG has done it over years. And FreeMax is our own stock market stimulation that allows you to trade in stocks of companies listed on Nasdaq such as Alphabet, Apple, Netflix, Facebook and Tesla, with some virtual currency, of course, we provide. You'll get to buy and sell the stock in real time, and the richest at the end of the day takes away the price. Next we have Bandersnatch. Inspired by the very popular Netflix series Black Mirror's Bandersnatch, GLUG came up with its own mind game full of confusing choices where one decision can you take on journey to the end of the world or back in time. If you're still confused about how to play this game, then wait till we announce the next edition of this event, but the only choice you have is to make you play. Next we have CODECRACKER. For all aspiring and accomplished competitive coder, we just have an event for you. CODECRACKER is another GLUG's event which see global participants, including some top coders from Code Force and Code Shop. Last edition of CodeCracker was record-breaking with 2,000 participants and out of which 150 were international participants. Next we have mini version of CodeCracker, that is Junior CodeCracker. It's an event exclusively for first years and is a combination of logic as well as programming skills. You will be putting your grey cells to the test and trying to find the answer to the riddles and crack the codes, competing with the best in your year. And the prizes, well, we cannot reveal much yet, but just between us. There may or may not be some advantage that will be given during the GLUG audition. So for those who are excited to join the club, this is something that you really don't want to miss. Next we have Geektober. Geektober is a fun audiovisual open source quiz that GLUG conducts annually. It is a 3-level quiz spanning over 3 days with topic ranging from a multitude of domains related technology, open source, software, etc. Next we have Hack Overflow, only hackathon of NIT Durgapur. Hack Overflow covers both software and IoT hackathons and is judged by the leaders of Google Developer Group. Students from all across the country submit revolutionary software and hardware ideas for this event, which they then work on, and they are being judged by some of the best developers of the nation, member of the Google Developers Group. We hope to see many of you participating and doing well in the next edition of Hack Overflow.
While we are on the topic of flagship events, it is impossible that I cannot mention to you Digital Fortress. Digital Fortress is a fun trivia game, one of its kind in NIT Durgapur, wherein we, the GLUG members, take you on a tour across the globe where you solve hints, discover new locations and use those locations to solve the next question, and so on and so forth. So, every year, Digital Fortress is the first event which GLUG organizes, and this year it shall be no different. Yes, I'm very proud to present to each and every one of you the next edition of Digital Fortress, which will go live on 2nd January 2022 at 6 p.m. IST. We wish to see each and every one of you on the leaderboard up there. To make sure that you do not forget, go and click the link in the description and in the chat right now and go and register right away so that you remember to play on the 2nd of Jan. Digital Fortress comes with big stakes, and we wish to see if you have it in you to breach the fortress. Fortress is not that fun when you play it alone. That is why we invite each and every one of you to our Discord channel. Our Discord, or more or less the GLUG All-in Discord, is the one hub wherein you can do everything. We collaborate with other people, we make out new strategies to breach the fortress, or to ask technical doubts directly to us via voice channels. The GLUG Discord is the one hub where all things GLUG. Again, links are in the chat and the description below. We hope to see you all in Digital Fortress.
Now that we have covered our exhaustive list of flagship events, we have another small surprise for you. Well, who doesn't like filters? They substantially increase the interaction between any human and his digital companion, giving a surreal user experience. Our next project showcase uses the competency of augmented reality-based TensorFlow.js models and the popular Three.js framework to put your creative thinking into play, all bundled in a progressive web application. You can make your own AR-based face filters by connecting any touch-responsive media to the target device and draw any custom filter of various size, shape and color based on your choice on the application. you enjoyed that. Now let us get into some common queries all freshers have. The most prominent doubt that students from core and circuital branches have is how will they fit into and benefit from GLUG. So let us hear this out from one of our club members.
I am Ramesh Molla, a third year mechanical engineering student and a member of GNU Linux users group. I'm glad to be a part of this community which has helped me to grow not only in terms of tech but also in management. The open source community is not just limited to college, but it's beyond college and country, and it does not care about which branch you are from, and that's what I've personally felt. And being part of tech team and organize various events has improved my skills and also see things how actually work. And it has also provided me with various opportunities in various domains. So in short, if you are motivated to get into software, it doesn't really matter which branch you are from. If you're motivated, you can do it.
Those were indeed some encouraging words for the freshers from core branches. We hope to see you in our workshops and sessions. Moving on, we have saved some of the best for the end. Let's have a look at some of our most ambitious projects as a club. Online Judge. I'm sure you guys have heard of coding platforms like CodeChef and CodeForces. Online Judge is our very own coding platform. Online Judge is arguably GLUG's one of the best projects on which we host our coding events like Junior CodeCracker and CodeCracker. Everything from the front end to the back end has been developed by our members. Stay tuned for Junior CodeCracker to get a feel of what it actually looks like and how exactly the submissions get judged in the backend and how the minute intricacies of a coding platform have been handled by our developers. Another one of our projects is our very own club website. It is a reflection of what we as a club stand for, contains all the relevant details of our past and future events, timeline of our workshop and sessions, and has a prominent lint section, our very popular open source magazine. We have details of all our members here. Do contact us in case you need any help. Also, please check out the Join Us page which elaborates what we look for in potential members and what it takes to be part of our community. Apart from our vision of promoting open source and all that it entails, we also focus on uplifting our institution NIT Durgapur. One of such endeavors we undertook was to revamp the official college website. We revamped both the front end and the back end, making it more dynamic. Also, for a fact, we currently maintain the website, fixing bugs and adding features along the way.
Now, we all like a bit of Hulk and a bit of Jolly Dumbledore, Snape, with a pinch of augmented reality, right? So our next project is very simple, yet a unique idea that demonstrates what augmented reality can achieve. And the model is made with Unity 3D and Vuforia and allows us to track image to perform desired action. So you can make your own models with the help of Unity. Once you learn it, unleash your creative soul to witness your bizarre imaginations come true, and the final build of the mobile app is demonstrated in the video that follow. So here is the video of AR image tracking.
Well, let's be honest, this is the part which all of you have been waiting for, fests. Fests are one of the most iconic and unforgettable parts of your college experience. I remember as a first year myself, before coming to this institution, I had googled which fests are organized here, which sort of people come, what sort of activities happen, so on and so forth. I'm sure you're pumped up as well and have similar questions. Don't worry, each and every one of them will be answered today. Well, the GNU Linux Users Group is proud to tell you that we have a rich history in organizing and co-organizing fests throughout the history of NIT Durgapur. We had our own open source symposium called Mukti till 2017, or the highly successful Avishkar, and then followed by the Arohan Fests from 2020. GLUG has always striven to make sure that the best technical standards and the best events are a part of our fest. Delving deep into Arohan, the numbers speak for themselves, as Arohan has established itself as the second largest techno management fest of Eastern India. Organized by Team Avishkar, Arohan is organized by GLUG and 4 other technical clubs of NIT Durgapur. The 40 plus events, workshops, the DJ nights, the night outs, the music performances, the dance performances, and overall the uncountable and invaluable memories which we have made continue to form the legacy of Arohan for ages to come. GLUG plays a pivotal role in Arohan as a part of Team Avishkar and was instrumental in organizing the first ever online Arohan in the pandemic. Moving ahead, going and continuing on the same theme, we are going to talk about the Arohan app and website which are maintained by the GNU Linux Users Group NIT Durgapur. And we continue to build new features into it. Let's take a dive. Jurecoins. Jurecoins are Arohan's own official test currency. Developed by the GNU Linux Users Group solely in-house, Jurecoins are used by various participants both in-house and out-house to conduct exchanges between them and to finally cash in at the end of the fest with various goodies and prizes. Meanwhile, we have also organized Journal Detective on the Arohan app, which is a collaborative event with another club wherein we have an online murder mystery that requires participants to go around the campus of NIT Durgapur to find clues and solve the mystery. In its online format, Journal Detective had the players going all around the world searching for clues, trying to solve the mystery. And finally, we have Scan and Play. Now you can participate in various Arohan events by directly scanning it through the Arohan app and seeing the papers and the various other forms or the various other things which are required for that event. This concludes our segment on Arohan, giving back to the community. Well, GLUG prides itself in being part of the prestigious open source community. In a sense, what this means is that open source society plays a huge role in shaping what we do as a club on a regular basis. It inspires and contributes to our development as a club. We take this opportunity to thank all open source enthusiasts and developers all over the world for providing such amazing resources on which we can build our applications and spread our ideas. However, open source won't amount to much if it were just a one-way street. We believe in giving back to the community in ways such that it could inspire fellow developers like us in turn to help grow the community and preserve this cycle of learning. The first and foremost among those approaches being our first endeavor, LINIT. LINIT is our annual open source magazine, which takes a dive into the various developments of around the globe in the field of technology and open source. It is basically a compilation of such articles contributed by the students of NIT Durgapur and far beyond. LINIT also contains experiences of the Google Summer of Code, which is cracked by our students, our NIT Durgapur students, on an annual basis. So do check it out on our club website. The link is in the description. LINIT 2020-2021, the latest edition, is live right now on our club website at nitdgplog.org. Moving ahead, we come to Dev and Tech Bytes. Dev is one such platform wherein developers can go ahead and speak about any topic which they want. Be it a guide, be it a tutorial, or be it an article on open source and security, GLUG has always tried to contribute to these dev articles, and here we have a glimpse of one of them wherein you can see for yourself what sort of reach we boast of and how we have been able to reach the open source community at large. like your tech news in small nugget-sized chunks of information, we have Tech Bites. Tech Bites is our own series wherein we post various little infographics of new technological developments all around the world, especially in the world of open source. So with Dev, Linit and Tech Bites, you can go ahead in the description and find the links below and build various new software for which we have built various tutorials for, or go ahead and read our various articles on open source and privacy on Dev. So definitely go ahead and check them out. And this is how GLUG aims to keep giving back to the community.
Coming up next, we have yet another technical surprise for you. Ever wondered how it would feel to be a contestant in the 2021 Netflix thriller? Yes, we are talking about the Squid Game. GLUG brings before you our version of the red light green light, which involves motion detection using OpenCV and real-time multiplayer gameplay using WebSockets. We have also planned to release a version for all of you, where you can experience a thrill with your friends and find out who survives to the next round. Stay tuned for that.
One of the first things and the most important things that we launched last year was the GLUG Android application, the official Android application of the GNU Linux users group. Yes, we are on the Play Store, providing an application that not only gives you an insight into the day-to-day activities of our club, but also contains utilities turn out to be pretty useful to the student community in our college. Without further ado, here presenting you a glimpse of the GLUG app.
So, here we are at the end of it all. As we conclude today's orientation, I would like to thank Rohan, Isha and Gulshan for conducting such an amazing session, and I'd also like to remind each and every fresher to go and click on the link in the description right now and register for Digital Fortress 2021 going live on the 2nd of January, 6 p.m. We hope to see all of you on the leaderboard, and let's see if you have what it takes to breach the fort. Kindly join us on our Discord servers and other social media channels, and if you haven't already, our WhatsApp groups. Links will be in the chat right now. Finally, as we end, I would also like to ask each one of you to be on the lookout for upcoming GLUG events and workshops, as GLUG has always prided itself in spreading free and open source information to all its juniors. On that note, I, Shoporno, would like to take your leave This has been a GLUG presentation. Merry Christmas and may the source be with you.